Welcome. This is the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, and we are so glad that you've made it to a calmer corner of your day. Here, we focus on real solutions, practical help, and the kind of encouragement we could all use a little more of. So let's get to it.
I'm going to start with a strong statement. Stress is not just in your head. It shows up in your body and it shows up in your heart. Today I want to talk with you about how stress affects the aging heart and why this matters so much as we get older. Here's what I'm talking about. By the end of this episode, you'll understand what stress actually does inside your body, why older adults feel it differently, and some simple and realistic ways to protect your heart without adding more pressure to your life. And if we haven't met before, I'm Robin Schultz. I'm a senior home safety specialist, and I've spent years working with older adults and families who are trying to stay healthy, independent, and safe at home. I've seen firsthand how stress quietly impacts heart health, often without people realizing it. So let's get into it. First of all, stress is not always bad. A little stress can help you react, focus, and get things done. The problem is chronic stress. That's the kind that sticks around day after day, the kind that comes from worry, caregiving, health changes, money concerns, or just feeling overwhelmed by life. When you feel stressed, your body goes into fight or flight mode. Your heart beats faster, your blood pressure goes up, stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline flood your system. That's helpful in short bursts, but when this happens over and over, your heart never really gets a break. As we age, the heart and blood vessels naturally become less flexible. The arteries stiffen up a bit, the heart muscle works harder to pump blood, so when stress adds extra strain, the aging heart feels it more intensely. Older adults under long-term stress often have higher blood pressure. They may experience irregular heartbeats. Some notice chest tightness or shortness of breath. Others feel exhausted all the time and can't explain why. Stress also affects inflammation in the body. Chronic stress keeps inflammation turned on. Inflammation plays a role in heart disease, stroke, and other cardiovascular problems. So stress is not just an emotional issue, it's also a physical one. Sleep is another big piece of this puzzle. Stress makes it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Poor sleep raises your blood pressure and makes the heart work harder the next day. So it becomes a cycle. Stress disrupts sleep, poor sleep increases stress, and the heart is caught right in the middle. I want to pause here and say something important. Feeling stressed does not mean you are doing something wrong. Many older adults are dealing with major life changes. Things like retirement, loss of a spouse, health issues, becoming a caregiver, losing independence in small but meaningful ways. That's a lot for one heart to carry. Caregivers, I'm talking to you too. I've worked with many adult children and spouses who are under constant stress while caring for someone they love. That ongoing tension can quietly wear down your heart health as well. Stress also influences habits that affect the heart. When people are stressed, they probably move a little less. They may eat for comfort. They might isolate themselves a little more. These changes are understandable, but over time they also increase heart risk. So now let's talk about what actually helps, because I don't want this to be like an overwhelming episode. The goal here is not to eliminate stress completely, because that's not realistic. The goal is to reduce the load and give your heart more moments of calm. One of the simplest things you can do is to slow your breathing. Taking deep, slow breaths sends a signal to your nervous system that you are safe. Even 5 minutes a few times a day can lower your heart rate and your blood pressure. You really don't need to follow a fancy app. Just breathe in slowly through your nose and out through your mouth. Movement matters too, but it doesn't have to be intense movement. Gentle walking, stretching, chair exercises, they all help to release stress hormones and support circulation. Consistency matters more than intensity too. A little movement every day is better than nothing. Connection is a powerful medicine for the heart. Talking with someone you trust reduces stress. Loneliness increases heart risk, but social connection protects it. So a phone call, a short visit, even a friendly chat can make a difference. Routine also helps to calm the heart. Predictable daily rhythms reduce anxiety. Simple routines around meals, sleep, and activity give the nervous system a sense of stability. Another thing I want you to think about is the environment. A cluttered, noisy, or unsafe home increases stress without you realizing it. When the home feels calmer and safer, the body relaxes. That's one reason home safety and organization are so closely tied to heart health. And please don't ignore emotional stress. Feelings of worry, grief, and fear deserve attention. Talking with a healthcare provider, counselor, or trusted professional is not a weakness. It's a way to protect your heart. If you notice ongoing chest discomfort, dizziness, unusual fatigue, or changes in heart rhythm, don't brush them off as just stress. Stress can worsen heart conditions, but symptoms always deserve medical attention. So here's the takeaway I want to leave you with today. Stress and heart health are deeply connected, especially as we age. Reducing stress is not about doing more, it's about doing things differently, slower, gentler, and more intentionally. Your heart has carried you a long way. It deserves care, compassion, and rest. So thanks for joining me today. Please share this episode with someone you care about who could use the information to make their life safer. You'll find more resources for seniors and caregivers on our website at seniorsafetyadvice.com. And if you're searching for an Aging in Place specialist, please visit our sister website at aginginplacedirectory.com. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel or to this podcast yet, go ahead and do that right now. Then come back tomorrow for another daily moment of guidance and encouragement, right here on the Senior Safety Advice Podcast. Until next time, thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.
This podcast is part of our mission to help older adults live safely and independently. If you'd like to take the next step, visit aginginplacedirectory.com, where you'll find specialists, helpful resources, and inspiration to make every home your place to thrive.